It's 10:34, and I got to tell you guys, I'm having a really good day already, and I'm making a prediction right now. The young man that just left here is going to be the honey wine vinegar producer of the world. The universe delivered to me two young people a couple of weeks ago. Um, this young couple comes into the store, and they start buying honey, and he wants to buy, he purchases a mead kit. And we just, start talking, and they're in the checkout process, get ready to leave, and they just mentioned that they were both looking for work. And of course, I had some openings, and so, I started talking to them about it. Well, they came over, and okay, good. And we start talking, and it turns out that they both work at Taco Bell, and the male counterpart, his name is Justice. Can you believe what a powerful name, Justice? Man, I wish I could have been born with a name like that. Holy mackerel. This guy's future is amazing. It's going to be amazing. What a smart guy this guy is, young kid, both of them. But he starts telling me, he's got some problems over there at Taco Bell that he's thinking about leaving, And this guy's wanting to work here. So I said to him, well, explain to me what the problems are over there. And he starts explaining. And I says, well, I don't really see these as problems to leave. I said, if you've already got a couple of years worth of service there, are you sure you want to leave that behind? And the things that you're talking about, it sounds like you should have a higher position in that company, not leaving. And so he started telling me that he was finding it challenging to reach the position of manager with the people that were above him. And so I spent about an hour with him explaining how to overcome those challenges and how to approach the senior leadership in a way that would impress them. And we talked for a long time, and honestly, I wasn't sure that any action at all would be taken. But I found out a couple days later that he went over there and he slayed it. He got it. He got the manager position. And his female counterpart is working in the shop part-time, and she's a great worker. Well, it also turns out that, he's got an interest in fermentation. And so I told him last week, I said, I'd love to have some honey wine vinegar in here, but I don't have the time to take that project on. And it's like something he just lit up, and he became very interested in that right away. And so today he came and picked up some buckets and some more honey, and he's going to be making some. And I'm telling you that this young man, I think, is going to make a honey wine vinegar empire. And I just love what I get to do, and the thing that I've learned, and what I want to talk about is that, this awakening process, it's more than you think, it's more than just finding out who you are, it's bringing together some kind of unity between yourself and the universe. It's like a partnership that starts to form. You are partnering with the strongest powers of the universe, God, to bring unity, to bring organization, to bring love into the world. And when you think about getting a position that you want, or creating a product or a process that you want, think about the completion, the process of completion, the process of building and producing. And your end result is something that is marvelous. It's delicious. And people want to buy it. They get excited about it. And it all started with just an idea, right? Just an idea, just a conversation. And maybe the conversation didn't even have anything to do with honey wine vinegar. But do you see what I'm saying? It's like setting the table for that brilliant idea. Before you can have the brilliant idea, there has to be some foreplay. Do you know what I mean? You can't just get right to it. What's the fun in that? Yeah. So I'm just so excited. And I love to do what I do here. You know, in the 17 years that I've been here, I've helped a lot of people start businesses. I've helped a lot of people bring in money when they needed it bad. And it's a part of this business, the being in business, that I really, really like, is that I'm helpful, not just to myself and my family, but I'm helpful to the world. That's really important to me. And it helps me feel whole. And when I think about other people out there that are having a better shake at life because of my advice, you know, or my help or my 2 cents, it just feels good. It feels so good. And that's the reason why I make these videos. And you know, you're going to see, man, as you get on in life, as you take on experiences, you know, you're going to start to see gifts materialize in yourself. You know, you're going to start feeling a certain way. As this awakening process begins to mature and grow, so will your belief systems, you know, and your ideas of who you are and the people that surround you. Your potential, their potential, all of that starts to crystallize now, and you're starting to see how far you can really take things. And when you get a sense of that and you say, wow, my potential really is unlimited, and your mind can open and a new world is illuminated. And that is the process of awakening. There's another kind of awakening, a spiritual awakening. We've talked a little bit about it. I have some videos there. This is a spiritual awakening doesn't turn you into a churchy person. I mean, it might eventually, I don't know. But that's not the whole idea or purpose. The idea of a spiritual awakening is to bring you even closer with yourself. Now, this is the refining process, the program of refinement. This is where it takes all the work you've done in your life, and now we're going to really get serious, okay? And this is where this process has to go inside of you. It has to show you where you're not honest with yourself and where you're not honest with the world. And that is a painful process. It's not a lot of fun. But if you're looking for the love of your life, I'm talking about your kingdom spouse, the woman, the man that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and everything's going to be magical, you need to have a spiritual awakening. And when you have it, you'll only be able to join with another person that has gone through the same process. But that's okay. It's good, you know, because it needs to be that way. It needs to be that way. You don't have to go through a spiritual awakening to have a good life. But if you're trying to have the best life, if you want to have it all, if you want access to all the secret codes, you have to have the spiritual awakening. You got to go for it. You got to go through that initiation to get into that club. That is a tough club to get into, let me tell you. It's taken every bit of a year for me to complete that hazing process that I just went through. Oh my gosh. But I can honestly tell you now, being at the end of it, that it was worth it. Even though many times during that process, I wanted out. Man. And I even started thinking like, this is too crazy, man. Let me out of here. Honestly, I'm even willing to start all over. Just take me. I can't do this. I don't want to do it. It can get like that. But if you can push through this process and the levels unlock, you guys just got to think of it like a game. Okay? Look at it like a game. You know how, like, if you're playing a video game and you moving through all these different levels, right? And you get through and you master and everything starts to become easy and you're not satisfied anymore. And you're like, wow, what's going on here? It's like, I wish this game was a little harder. But you find out as you look more into this game that there are hidden features in the game and hidden levels. But in order to get to those hidden levels, you've got to find the secret codes, the text. You have to understand and find things, right? And life is like that. It's like that game. There are hidden levels. And if you want to access them, then you've got to find the hidden code. Right? So the game maker places these hints and these hidden tools, sometimes in plain sight, but you don't know that under that rock is a hidden gem. So in life, is it the same? That God, the universe, in plain sight, has a gem right in front of you, and it can take the form of a person, a place, or a thing, or all of those things. And if you think about this, sometimes that hidden gem is in a container that is so well disguised that you would never think that it's there, and you just pass it right on by. Oh yeah, that happens. That happens. So you have to develop discernment, and you have to develop your intuition. And sometimes the answer is right in front of you. You just don't want to believe it. Or you're scared. If you want to get to the hidden levels, if you want it all, if you want to slay that ultimate dragon, you have to go through your spiritual awakening, get the codes, get the keys, so that you can get to those other levels. You don't have to do this in life. It's optional. You can still have a great life without having a spiritual awakening. But if you want the best life, you need to do it. That's just my 2 cents. You can take it or leave it. Anyway, I enjoyed this little time together that we had. And I can't wait to have so many more, because it just never stops, does it? I love you, and I will see you soon.